Divno. Jel se čujemo? Ne, čuješ, čekaj. Sad je ovo na nekom X jeziku koji ja ni ne... Sada? Jer me čuješ sada? Ne? Da li neko zna neki ruski, a ne znam više koji je ovo jezik? Da li me čuješ zvuk? Ne. Ajde, dođi da vidiš, molim te, kako zvuk da ovde rešimo.
Čujem.
Divno. Ovako, znači sve kod nas sa malim zakašnjenjem, pošto smo u predivnom ovom prostoru našem. Čekaj da vidim da li se ovo sada nešto kao snima. Da. Dobro, ovo je sad mala kao pripremica, ovo ćemo možda i da secnemo. Da li imamo jedan program ovde sa nama? Da. Just a second. Ovo ću isto da sklonim ovako. I'm thinking, you know what? I think that we watch together. It will be easier because I have no possibility because we cannot see nothing.
Yeah, no, it's not dark enough.
Okay.
It's going down, but it's...
Znači, dakle, Branislave, ja ne moram ti objašnjavam gde smo mi. Mi smo na vrhu planete Zemlje, koja se zove Perast. Tamo, kao što vidiš, imaš u pozadini malo mora. Bio si u Perastu, pretpostavljam.
Naravno.
Ovo nam je crkva.
Više puta.
Da, ovo je crkva gore iza nas.
Bio sam i tu.
A ovo su divni gosti koji će slušati naš razgovor. I taman možemo svi ovde da sednemo, onda ćemo gledati. Divno. I suggest that we all sit here. Yes. Great. Imamo i crkvene zvone za nas. Da se svi vidimo. Ovako malo online. Dakle, sa nama je reditelj. Sačekam mi da zvone pomalo utihnu. Sa nama je reditelj Branislav Milatovic, inače autor filma OBRAD, koji ćemo imati prilike da vidimo malo kada ovo naše sunce zađe. Ovde sa nama su predivni gosti festivala i možemo skoro reći domaćini. Beše Regula, je li tako? Regula. To je glumica iz Nemačke. Velika glumica, radi mnogo nekakvih lepih filmova po Nemačkoj, a ovde inače u Perastu boravi stalno, zato što, da ne kažem, jedan deo života provode ovde, jedan u Nemačkoj i njen muž, koji će nam pomoći možda u nekom prevodu ako bude trebalo u nekom momentu ili tako. Eto, hvala mnogo. Naravno, verovatno će doći još više sveta, međutim nećemo koristiti, nećemo paliti još projektor, pošto je rano, a film ćemo pustiti otprilike kad završimo naš razgovor, što baš nije tako pametno, ali eto, tako je, prosto moramo slušati prirodu i njene, ova naša tehnologija, koliko god bila savršena, ipak ima i svoje ograničenje u ovom drugom fizičkom, realnom životu. Bane, ja sam zadovoljna i srećna jer vidim jednog mladog čoveka i stvaraoca. Ja sam očekivala da će se pojaviti neki stariji gospodin tu. I can probably continue speaking English for a public that will probably understand what we are talking about. I'm really impressed since we had your movie in December in Stockholm, screening for the Swedish public. And if I remember, you were one who won the prize because you reached some special level of your storytelling, I mean, film narration. And now I have opportunity to meet you here. I'm not so happy because you are not with us here, but this year is a little bit special for everyone, even for our festival, but we are glad to have it just this year. And I'm really impressed that I have one very young director who did this movie, since it has some kind of very old-fashioned or old or adult way of thinking about movie. I don't know, it's my impression. Okay, why you make this movie?
Sorry, give me just a second to. My intention was to capture one part of this of OBRAD's life. So I decided that the best way will be to show a constant repetition of his daily routine from day to day. So hello?
Can you come closer with the microphone, since we don't have, yeah, I think where is your microphone? I think you have it here, like.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, just speak there because it's a little bit low sound.
Okay. So my intention was to capture the one part of OBRAD's life. So I decided that the best way will be to show a constant repetition of his daily routine from day to day, you know. So we were not interested in his biography in this classical sense. So we were only interested in the part of his life that was tied to his work. So I know OBRAD from many years ago. I meet him one day in a library in Kotor. So until that day, I'm planning how to approach this, how will be the approach of this movie and how I will shoot it. So after a couple of years, I decided that this film came up. So this is shortly, it is basically that. So.
Sorry. But OBRAD is real person. He is like living in Kotor.
OBRAD is living in Kostanica.
Kostanica, okay.
Yes. OBRAD is a librarian. So, however, no one enters in his library, which is located in the old town of Kotor. So, but that circumstances in the way prevents OBRAD from doing his job with great care and dedication. Although he is about to retiring soon, he just waiting for someone to show up in the library, but no one shows up, and he's still waiting. That is, let's say, the core of the film.
Yeah, it's like time of patience.
Yes.
Okay, and do you have some connection with Perast? I mean, Perast, Kotor. Have you did you born here or?
My
family?
No. My connection with the Bay of Kotor was mostly based in terms of tourist visitor. You know, so as it case with most people. But after working on this film, I found that I have built some, let's say, deeper and maybe essential connection since it was the first time I felt this space in a different way, you know. And also I must say that the Bay of Kotor is very cinematic, especially in the autumn period of the year. So I must say I have a totally different like connection now after I finish this film.
Okay. As I understood, you graduated Film Academy or not?
Yes, yes. I'm a first. How do I say that? First class of the film and TV directing on the Academy of Faculty of Dramatic Arts in ZTG.
Mhm.
So I graduated, I think, 10 years ago. So OBRAD is my fourth short film, and the first is documentary short. So in the meantime, I'm in the middle of, let's say, preparing of my next film, my fifth short fiction, and also parallel with that, I preparing my first feature debut film. So
Okay.
It's natural way, let's say.
Okay, great. Nice. It is my impression. I was actually waiting some little bit person in like a higher age than your one, because somehow some kind of special feeling coming from outside, some kind of not wisdom, but some special language in a filmmaking. Okay, since you
Yes, our decision. I must.
yes. Tell.
Okay. Our decision from the beginning was not to use some elements that seemed not filmic to us, let's say. So we want to make a so-called a pure film. So that we relied on, and it was in our inspiration of Yugoslavian documentaries from 70s and 80s from
like old
directors such as yes, all traditional with just picture and sound, nothing more, not narration, not dialogue, just picture and film and sound. So we want to reduce the expression and so-called redundant elements and just let the film unfold slowly in its natural course and pace, you know, because in this kind of film, I think the most important thing is rhythm and pace.
Mm-hmm.
So I relied on Yugoslavian directors, let's say Vlatko Gilić, Živko Nikolić, Lozan Zafranović, etc. They made some that kind of film in this, I think, in stylistic way. Just I want to say,
Yeah,
just in the stylistic
old
way.
schools.
Old school, yes.
Yeah.
And I love that kind of approach. And in my opinion, this is the purest form of film art. You know, this kind of let's say in basically documentary, but in one way fiction film. You know. In other ways, fiction films. So
I was actually thinking: is it fiction? Is it OBRAD real person, or is it a scenario? But it is real person.
No. OBRAD is real person. OBRAD is real person.
Yeah.
And I must say that in this library, because we shoot 2 days in the library, and we don't have visitors to pick up some book or so we don't. So yes, it's really like that.
For me, I think it could go deeper. We are coming now in one era, I could say, about digitalization. Books are being some kind of stuff which is not so in use any longer.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is a little bit like
of the
this film is.
Say.
Sorry, connection is. This film is a little bit, might say, requiem for all times. Let's say, because it is battle between new era and old era, and OBRAD is little bit stuck in between these two eras, you know. So
he's in between, like.
And also, I must say that the OBRAD was goes to retire soon, so maybe he is, I think, the last Mohican of this job.
Okay, it is time which is almost behind us. Well, this is what, but you reached this not only with the subject as books, you even reach it in a way to speak by film, because your clips are long, you are giving time, you know, we have no time today, everything is shortcuts, just give me information in 2 seconds, otherwise I'm in the third out. So the movie is following, I mean, very, on a nice way, both idea about books, which takes time, some kind of makes relation, you must come there to take them. And then you have this new era, especially today with Corona and things like that, that everything is like flourishing, like our conversation actually, that we are not here, that you are there, and still we are talking about these things. Okay. Well, since you are learned to make, I mean, you are educated to make movies, I mean, what means authorship in a movie making? Do you believe that the future era, if we divided this now, can make from digitalization, like exchange human being and make it like, okay, we need a little bit humor, a little bit dead, a little bit sorry, a little bit things, and then we have a great movie. I mean, what means authorship in your way of thinking? Since I think your movie is quite clean stamp of authorship.
To be completely honest, I don't know what the term of author film means. If you're talking about the part where the author has complete creative freedom, then I have to say that it's definitely one of the essential things that make a certain film a film. So until now, all of my films, short films, I have a totally creative freedom, and also I'm just in the beginning of pre-production of my feature film, and I also don't have some ballast of let's say not freedom. I don't care what anyone said, and I just want to make film like I want to make. So I think that I don't how to say that
you cannot
yes work I admit
then authorship.
Can you repeat?
You cannot
yes
work
you're right, yeah. Yes
authorship. Yes, but you know that we have a whole army of the movies which are not that, but probably you're not watching.
Yeah. You know, if film is good, it's good. I don't care what is roots of that film, how they preparing that film, how, you know, what is agenda of that film. But I must say that I have a little bit of experience now, and I must say that in this moment I can recognize, I have, let's say, more sharper perception what is author film and what is not. So in also you can make some good films, author films in big systems like Hollywood, for example. But also, you know, so depending of many things. But bottom of the line is, I want to make author film in this let's say said in that terminology way. So.
Yeah. I'm asking you that because, you know, when you are in a theory of the film, you have a lot of speak about the films, and I'm not sure that people are dividing that on a proper way, since film is film and everything is art, you know. So my question.
Yes, you're right.
You know, everything is like.
Yes, sorry.
And who is one who is who is judging that, like who is one who can decide? Well, good film is good, bad film is just bad. Easily bad. And I think that
but I must say that in this moment I must notice that some my colleagues that want to make so-called author film, some of them make it because they don't know the zanat, how to say that.
Okay,
zanat.
like amateurism, like amateurs. They cannot. They
yes,
don't know, handwerk.
And they are yes, and they are hiding in the shadow of author film because
like,
they don't have a.
I think that I understand. Yes, but you know, the people who are knowing, they have this handwerk. What is the handcraft? It's like education, or call it as you, because yes, they're making like a queer film or like strange films and call it like it's authorship. But actually, people who are knowing the film can find out that this authorship's film without idea, without the truth, actually didn't reach nowhere. You cannot be smarter or get some new information, or you believe just wired. It's my opinion.
Yes. Because first of all, you must have a artistic in your head, in how to say, artism, to make any movie, depending comedy, author movie, or somebody, some else, whatever. But also because when you know, that is a problem in cinematography of ex-Yugoslavia, that they if some film have success, it's not good film per se, you know. So in my opinion, it's bad way of thinking. So for example, when in my I already told you that I preparing my first film, but I would like that film have a success, you know, in the theaters and television and
commercial,
to have a commercial success. But I will do that film like I have, you know, so I don't have ballast of making that film from somebody else. So it's a complicated situation. In the academy we have a subject that's called theory of the film, and we divided that two things: genre film and author film. But one of the most famous directors in the world through the whole history of the cinema, Alfred Hitchcock, was part of big system of Hollywood, and also I think 90% of his film was author film. So
yes,
it's not so it's very complicated to explain that kind of terminology. But you know, the good film, in the end, good film is a good film.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, if we are going a little bit deeper, genre doesn't mean bad film. Genre is just way to speak, you know. So I'm not telling genre film is lower and the authorship is no. Genre is genre. It could be very commercial, we know, but in terms of genre, you can make extremely good authorship. And it used to be drama, but it is okay. So, can you tell us, are you connected? It is a little bit frozen.
It's frozen, yes.
Maybe internet. Yeah, we shall see. Okay, he is disconnected, or we are. No, we are not disconnected, since it is, probably he will come again. Well, we are in pure nature.
Yeah.
Regula, what do you think about authorship?
I think, yeah, I don't understand really. Oh,
yes, everything. Okay.
Everything.
Hello, Bane.
Yeah.
It is like.
Was the disconnect for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm currently in Žabljak, this is the north of Montenegro, so.
Also on nature.
This is yes, it's very bad connection, internet connection.
We are. We find out even, you know, because Paris is filled with stones, and these stones are perfect. They are not entering no kind of wireless communication. So when you're inside of house, or probably just on a wrong part of or right part of the house, you cannot reach any wire, you know, waves to connect or something like that. So we are almost in the same same position, but it is okay. I mean, it is real life.
Yes, yes.
It's still real life.
Yes, it's real life.
We are not in the cyberspace yet that we can like be happy about. Okay, tell me about your new movie. What is that you are preparing? If it's not top secret, briefly.
No. This is the road movie.
Ah, road movie. Yes, good.
Yes, this is the road movie, and this is the film that how to explain you in a.
You can speak in your language, and then we can.
Okay. So this is the story about this guy Slavko.
Okay.
Slavko is 62 years old. In his youth, while he was working as a truck driver, transporting coffins across the former Yugoslavia for the funeral home from a small Montenegrin town. Slavko lived through some of the most significant and most beautiful moments of his life. Now, 30 years after the Yugoslavian civil war, he still works on the same business.
Okay, road.
And facing a deadly disease, he decides to embark on a trip one more time, a journey that should reveal to him, if anything, including himself, change over the years. So on that journey, he is accompanied by Peter, his new neighbor with unusual personality and even more, how to say, unusual past. Slavko travels to rediscover his memories and settle accounts. And this trip is his, I will say, his farewell tour. So it is the road movie. It is the road and body film. So this guy found out that he's terminally ill, and one more time after 30 years he wanted to go to path of his youth, because the civil war in Yugoslavia break up this connection with, because during his youth he has a life on that journey. He has loves friends, and this is the film. Maybe the theme is a little bit heavy, but my approach of this theme will be let's say light, because it's some kind of dramedy, you know. So we have a heavy theme, but our approach will not be heavy. We have a humor. It's a road and body film at the same time.
Okay.
And also, I must add, it is outdoor film, you know. So
yeah. Okay. Well, very interesting. How did you? Why is it some kind of? Because he's also an older man, and I mean, since you are young, how do you relate to Yugoslavia? Have you been born in Yugoslavia?
Yes, I born in Yugoslavia, but I must say that my generation have some, I call that some phantom nostalgia for ex-Yugoslavia, you know, because we don't live in that country, we don't remember anything from that country.
You were so young.
We live some. Yes, because so I call it. It's my patent. I call it. I call it phantom nostalgia.
Like
so. But I must say the social politic dimension is in the background of our story. It should give tone and atmosphere to the film. But it's our two main characters who are important, and why they both have in common in the fact that their lives can be shaped by a collapse of one system, you know, of which Slavko, that main guy, emerged as a melancholic and bitter, passive man, while Peter was a fighter in a, you know, in some suspicious way. And also, I must say, because we started to write this film, me and screenwriter, because we worked together on this screenplay. We started of motives of this Shakespeare drama, King Lear, in which the main character, King Lear, with he's also terminally ill, and he going to visiting his daughters on 3 places. So we start of that, but you know, we are not from England, you know. So Slav, the main character of the film, the main actor, I must add, because it's an important thing, because main actor will be Slavko Stimac. I already collaborated with him in my 2 previous short fictions films, and also he's not just an actor in this film, he is a meta actor.
Yes,
because he is representing the old system, and now after 30 years he goes to visit.
Cinematography too, you know, because we grow up with Slavko Stimac, and he's still living and doing movies and things like that. So yes. Okay, but for yourself, if we talk about the authorship, what it means, what would you like to say with this movie? Just one. Shall we go?
I must say, we have, because I just finished 15 days ago this workshop Midpoint, you know, probably know of this film, and I must say that the most difficult question to answer is
that line. I know.
Question that because how to explain, you know, because it's many things, you know.
But
maybe this is film. Yes, this is film of, because we are now living in the world of that just famous people are important, but in my opinion, I want to make a film of small people that is very important to me, that we see them every day, talk with them, because the microcosmos is more closer to me that from the other person. So
one person struggle,
and I want, yes.
Okay, so if we are talking from production perspective, how far you are from that realization?
So this film already supported from Film Center of Montenegro for script, and after that for project development.
Great.
Now we are. So now this last couple of months we was participating in this workshop Midpoint, and we finished just 10 days ago, and for next competition in Film Montenegro for fund for the film production for film production, we will apply. So
you are on a way, like production is some.
Yes, and
production is.
Yes, yes, and I must say that this film is a organic co-production, because the plot is set on the Montenegro, Bosnia, Serbia, and Macedonia. So because they travel through the 3 or 4 ex-Yugoslavian countries.
Good.
So it's not. It's very organic co-production.
Yeah.
So first of all, we must apply to this competition for production, because we are going step by step. First script development, after the product development.
Yeah.
Now this workshop, and I think in the end of the end of this year or the beginning of the next year, we will apply it for film production. Yeah. So this is the natural way for debut feature film, So it's a usual course,
Yeah.
So
good. Would you like to ask something, our guests? Is it some question that you would like to? Is it something?
Yeah, I see this movie. We
yeah,
can see
just
it
we are watching now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How long did you work on this movie?
OBRAD.
On the OBRAD.
OBRAD.
I think when I wrote the first draft of the screenplay, between this moment and shooting moment is I think half a year, because I bring that idea in my head for a long time, and just one day I start to do this concept of the film. And for example, from April to November. So I wrote this first draft of the screenplay in April, and I shoot this film in the middle of November, because we are waiting to season to go out to go out. So because it's very how to say, gužva, crowdly in Old Town Kotor. Yes. And during season, during the summer, and also we are waiting for November. And we are shooting this film for 5 days. It's very small crew, for I think just 6 of us.
And a budget? Did you
have?
Did you have that?
Yes, I also with this film I applied for documentary competition, for short documentary in the film center of Montenegro, and they gave me 6,000 euros and
Traveling
that
costs.
was enough. And I have also support of municipal of Kotor. And with this amount of money and support, we have budget to close this film.
Good.
You know, so this film is have a premiere last November at Kamerimage Film Festival at Poland.
In Poland.
In Poland.
And then
In
you
Kamerimage.
Yeah. And then
Yes,
like
I think that. Yes, I think that the Balkan Film Fest, the Balkan.
New film festival.
How to say Balkan in Stockholm was the second one after the premiere, because we have a premiere at
In December.
in the second part.
7th.
Yes, because the film was premiered at Kamerimage Film Festival in Poland in, I think, in 18 November. So after that, we have this. Also have we all won this prize for best sound at Stockholm, and after that, we have this film is screened out on, I think, about 20 festivals.
Great.
Now will be screened at Beldox at Belgrade.
Good.
At September. Also in Panorama Film Festival, Balkan Panorama in Ispir in the end of the September. So also we are waiting some calls from the other festivals. So it's not natural way for short film generally. So we shoot this film for 5 days in Kotor, in between Kostenice and Kotor.
Well, when somebody knows to know the movie, then it makes for 5 days. Because
yes.
it looks like it was it was a little bit longer. My opinion was like, okay, because to reach all.
But we prepared this film like it's a fiction, because it's not like some cinema verite documentary that you just play your camera and just you know.
Catch
so we are
reality, yes. Good. Okay, Branislav, thank you so much for conversation. Do you have some question, self, or we will have today and 2 next days festival. 12th of August will be last day or closing eve. So be in touch with us in some way to see results. I don't know. I have nothing with that, because it's like and jury that is giving like some kind of valuation. Idea is actually that if we are talking about Balkan Youth Film Festival, that Swedish or Nordic people watching Balkan movies, and here just people from Balkan or from Montenegro to watch Nordic movies. Since you are like at home here, we shall see how it will be taken. But I think it was very important to be screened in Montenegro. I think you screened
yes.
In Montenegro. It is
this is the first screening in Montenegro.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So
will be Montenegrin premiere.
Wow, I feel like more proud. We should know that. We could also do marketing of that. But okay.
So it is general competition that competing all kind of films of, for example, short feature.
Yes.
Or it's a part, it's
we have two sections. I'm a little bit more focused on the long feature, feature films, but I think that is important to involve short and documentary, like since we are doing idea about festival is to make more information about country that the movies are coming. Like if we are talking about Balkan, put a little bit documentary short films. It goes better with the public, with everything, with publicity. But anyhow, in a Balkan, in Nordic countries, we are dividing fiction and documentary short, just to be easier to handle. Here we have no possibilities to have two of them. We put in one, but we choose like, because in 9 we are outside at the square with the main section like feature. And then we have this from 7 to 9 selection of documentary and short films which are important, we are thinking, to be screened here internationally, but even with local directors, because we will have a closing movie from the Montenegrin director Milutin Daka. His movie Reach the Sky.
Yes, I know him. I know him. Yes, yes.
I mean, you are colleagues. You are probably
yes.
Good. So it is two separate awarding pattern, but anyhow in the same festival.
Okay, I understand.
You know that Zonjo, Zoran Markovic, Tijana Todorovic, and Jelena Mišelić are your jury. Probably your friends.
Zoran is my classmate, so we are studying together.
Well, I didn't know that. I was, as I said in the beginning, I was expecting one little bit. How can I say, sir, in some age, not so young a person.
Okay.
OBRAD actually, but okay. Well, greetings from Paris. We shall continue with our program. We will have some greeting from Iran. The girl who is from Iran, her movie we shall see also, make us just hello, because he could not manage to make a Zoom in Iran. I don't know, is it politics or time or something? And then we will start watching the movie that we speak about. You are one and few of them before this square screening.
Okay.
Thank you so much, and keep in contact.
Thank you.
Keep working.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.